Dear Shanghai fans, Shanghai trash, real Shanghai goods, and fake Lao Wais. This week's episode is sponsored by Shanghai Summer. Hot days are coming back. Flip-flops are being taken out of closets. French dudes are wearing trousers that are too short and too gay. The sun wakes up at 4, and bamboo mat shops sprout like fungus on your leather shoes. The first days of Shanghai summer are the best, but beware. As warm turns to hellish heat, the breeze gives way to a 95% humidity rate, and light blue skies transform into a damp, overcast iron lid encompassing the infinity of your horizon. Be prepared to sweat while showering, to pass out on smoldering pavement, to breathe in the nastiest smells your olfactory imagination could conjure up, to throw rocks towards your neighbor's living room as they leave their windows wide open while playing mahjong until 4 a.m. with the TV on and loud, to catch the stupidest cold as you go from skin-scalding street temperatures to minus 40 weather conditions in malls and taxis. There is only one word: escape while you can. Welcome to the 19th podcast episode of Shanghai Comedy Corner, the only podcast that offers free, fresh audio breezes to cool you down. I'm talking to you from the globally famous 72 Collective Recording Studio out here in southern Xuhui District, blowing filtered humor into your face and bringing you fun and people of note via Shanghai Comedy Corner. This week, sassy, crazy, hyperactive, all-round lovable Filipino digital and PR strategy expert, Claire Lim, and I will bring you eccentric news and Shanghai stage news. It's random, it's fun, and it's as unexpected as a Hello Kitty pink Rolls-Royce from the 20s with a leopard pattern cover and 10 tall and skinny Chinese female models inside wearing elephant-sized sunglasses and drinking Long Island iced tea cocktails. I actually saw that on the street the other day. You can follow us and comment on the show on Twitter at SH Comedy Corner. Go to our website, shanghaicomedycorner.com. Send us a lovely email at shanghaicomedycorner@gmail.com or find us on our official WeChat account at SHCC Podcast. That's one word, it's a SHCC Podcast. Hello, Claire.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great.
Oh,
Thanks for telling the world that I'm a Filipino, Julian.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of my heritage.
No, mine. All right. How are you? How was your day?
It was good. I woke up at 9 with no sleep.
Oh.
It's that you said it's summer, so I'm getting like really weird sleeping patterns. You have the same?
Yeah, I wake up super early. It's weird. And I don't want to go to bed in the evening, because it's the best part of the day.
Of the night, yeah.
Of the night.
Much.
Yeah.
Party.
Yeah, party. Okay. All right. So before I ask crazy questions to our guest today, Claire, I'd like to review some of the weirdest news of the week.
Cool.
Let's start with the Gaokao. Gaokao, for those who don't know, is the final higher level entry exams for high schoolers that want to go to universities and basically
get a future.
Future and they can't fuck it up, basically. That's the one time in their life I can't fuck it up. Out of all the exams you take, that's probably one of the most important ones.
It's going to dictate whether you're going to be a beggar, a homeless person, or like a CEO or something.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous.
So you have to take the Gaokao. But the essay question of the Gaokao is subject to, weird controversy and reflection sometimes. It changes from province to province, all right? And I'd like to submit this Shanghai Gaokao to our guest today, Claire. Do you know what the Shanghai Gaokao essay question was?
No.
All right.
Should I be scared?
So I'll offer it to you, and you'll offer your wise reflections on it. Are you ready?
Bring it.
All right. You can choose your own road and method to make it across the desert, which means you are free. You have no choice but finding a way to make it across the desert, which makes you not free. What do you think about that?
Oh, was that a question?
It's not a question. It just says that's it. Choose your own angle and title to write an article that is no less than 800 words.
You have to write about that topic. That,
yes.
I mean, like how retarded the question is, or just...
I guess you can take it any way you want.
That's so weird. In my high school exams, it was basically, if you're stuck in the desert, what are the 3 items you would bring? That's pretty much it. This is so
Yeah, there's
weird.
that sort of question too. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I saw in the Cao news about the Cao again.
Yeah.
I saw about how all these students, they're high school students, and they're bringing like James Bond equipment
I
to the
know.
Cao.
I saw that too.
A camera in a toothpaste that connects to your water bottle with another receiver
Yeah,
with a little
the
gnome
pen
inside.
with the earpiece.
Yeah, 40 people had these high-tech pens that could tell them the answers.
Yeah,
With like,
because they communicate with someone else on the outside that does the research while they're pretending to think about it.
that's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know it was so hard. Back when I was studying, the ultimate cheating mechanism we had was to write answers on your palm. It was like the most high-tech we could get. Was
state of the art.
to not sweat it off.
Yeah, well, I used to hide notes in my pencil case. That was a classic too.
Oh.
Like you.
I
Yeah.
never cheated. I never did that. I wish I did. I would have saved so
I
much
only
time.
did it once, and I was so ashamed of myself.
That's why you're telling the whole world now.
Exactly. That's like my therapy session right now.
Your listeners are solid now. They
Yeah.
won't judge you anymore.
Yeah, no. My listeners are fine. They don't care. Yeah. So I'm just weirded out by all the Gaokao questions. I mean, that's just one example of out of many weird questions you get. So was one more weird thing about China.
Yeah. They're all essay questions too.
Yeah, this is kind of. I mean, you can take it whatever you want. You have to write an article. Take it away. I don't know how long they have though.
Yeah, probably like 2 weeks maybe. In a room with no windows.
and no food.
Bring your own diaper. Okay.
And a hole for free. All right. On a lighter note, I must say, I love and hate. It's a love and hate relationship with Chinese aunties, what we call ais, aunties, Ais, for those who don't know, are just older women, basically. Women that are older than you call them ai, which means auntie.
Yeah, it's
And
a polite way of saying
it's
old hag.
Yeah.
Aye, get out of the way.
Yeah, you stink. All right, so sorry, I love my. We also call AIs our cleaning employees, right?
Cannot live without her.
Yeah, they're very nice people, and but sometimes they do things in a group, and they gather in parks and on open spaces, and they dance. They do some sort of square dancing, and they have all this choreography,
Tai Chi,
and stuff that. But recently, a group of AIs was in a bus on a tour in Sichuan province, and they got stuck in a major traffic jam on the highway somewhere in South Sichuan province. And what they did is they was just bored to death as they got out on the highway and then started dancing. And it went around the internet like it was the biggest news ever. And people started spewing anger and hate at them because there's also a lot of resentment towards the AIs because they annoy a lot of people.
Because they're just so old.
They're so old and healthy,
Yeah.
and then you feel like ashamed of being young and in such bad shape, basically.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many eyes pass me in my morning jog.
Yeah, it's just amazing.
embarrassing.
They raise their legs up, like above their heads, and then
Splits on the middle of the
splits in the
road.
middle of the road, on the middle of Shanghai Road, and then also criticized for like putting on music that is too loud, and so a lot of people try to come up with like clever ways of getting rid of them. So they buy bigger speakers, throwing messages to them, so like get out of here. They try to out loud them basically. I don't know. So that's weird news.
It's weird. And it's something that only see in China. Like, oh, there's a huge traffic jam. Let's start dancing.
Well, actually, they made the news in France. Did you know that Chinese eyes danced in front of the Louvre Museum? Because there's a huge empty space there. This beautiful place, actually.
I'm sorry, how did they get in
I
front
think
of the Louvre?
I think there were just. I mean, you can go in front of the Louvre. It's just an open space to get to the museum.
No, I mean, how did they get there from China?
I think they were on a tour.
Oh my god, this is what they do. They just have so much money and they just go anywhere and then just do whatever they want. They start dancing
And pissing
splits
people
in the-
off, splits.
like this. I want to be an IE, honestly.
You know what? I want to be an IE too.
Where do I sign up for this?
When I get old, I'd like to be an IE.
Much less public hate, but yeah.
Job prospect. If I fail my Gaoka, I'll be an IE. Anyway, the next story is dear to me because I think I might have mentioned my version of that story on this podcast previously. But when I saw it in the news, that's what happened to me a few years ago. It's the flying pig story.
Oh.
There's this guy also in a traffic jam. There's lots of things happening in traffic jams.
There's so much
apparently.
traffic in China.
And he was behind a truck carrying pigs, open top truck, and it was quite high up from the road. It was like kind of 2.5 meters off the road. But this pig decided, no, I don't want to die that way, and he just jumped for his life.
Oh yeah, I saw this.
And it's quite an impressive picture because at some point you see the pig
kind of floating midair,
like diving
yeah.
nose down into the road. But apparently he's fine, and he started walking around.
Yeah, no, he landed on his 4 little piggy feet.
Jesus,
it was amazing. I didn't see the video, but I saw the sequence of images.
Okay,
it was like up, down, 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 perfect landing.
Jeez,
amazing.
Wow. And then I saw that myself. I was also on a. If you know the Ho Chi Minh Gonglu, Ho Chi Minh Highway, it's my daily grind back from work. And then there was this, I was on my scooter at the time, and I was stuck in traffic. Even with the scooter, I was stuck. And there was this pickup truck in front of me, and the pig decided to... there was a fridge and a pig and a bike, and the pig decided, that's it, I've had enough of this life. And it's jumped out quite gracefully, I must say, jumped out of the truck and just ran down the bike lane. And it was just so funny because obviously the owners had to stop and panic, and it was what pigs squeal a lot when they're scared and stuff. So it was quite a scene, and it was near the Hongqia airport. So this plane flying over us, the pig running away. It was just one of those
utter
scenes.
Chaos. He's dancing on the side.
Yeah, that was just weird. Anyway. The one of the last thing, there was a really good article on the World of Chinese, one of my favorite websites at the moment, about the strange things that foreigners get asked in China. And I'd like to offer you a few of the questions. Maybe you can think of the strange things that you've been asked in China, apart from, where are you from, how much do you earn, and are you married?
No, but that's it. That's all I get asked.
That's all you get?
Pretty much.
Because this guy, being a big, fat, long-nosed foreigner, got a lot of strange questions such as, why do you have such a big nose? Why are you walking like a criminal gangster?
Wait, is this you? Were you the one who got asked this?
No. I'm not that fat.
Okay, I'm just...
Why is your shirt unbuttoned at the top so I can see your chest hair? And then this guy came from England. And the stupidest question he got so far is, are there trees in England?
Oh my God.
But you know what? In all honesty, I used to live in England. There are no trees. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh.
I used to live in England, and before I went there, I was 21 at the time. And before I went there, my grandmother, who had never left France, who had never left her hometown or anything. I mean, she did go to Algeria for a while when it was French, when it used to be French. But that was it. And she, I think, did travel to Germany once in her life. But she asked me, really in a very serious way, in a really worried way, a few weeks before I was due to go to live in England, she said, are there any eggplants in England? And it was just such a random...
Why eggplants?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what went through her
do you
mind.
have any carrots there?
Yeah. So, do you have eggplants in the Philippines?
Any plants?
Eggplants?
We don't.
You don't
what is an eggplant? Actually?
Aubergine.
No, I'm just we do love that stuff. But yeah, the only thing I get asked about China is about the whole communism. And I'm like, no, dude, it's super normal here. I don't even feel that. But yeah, just for Facebook. It's just Facebook, really. That's the extent of all of it.
All right. You said you wanted to share something today?
Yeah, so I read in the news today, Julian, the world is a dangerous place.
Is it?
You can be walking down the street and then a chair can hit you and then you die. Did you read about this?
Well, I heard about it. What is it again? I didn't read the article, though.
Like someone in Hong Kong was just literally walking down the street like a normal day. And then a chair comes out of nowhere and hits him in the face, and then he dies.
Jeez.
What?
What?
Isn't that just like the worst way to die? How did he die? He got hit by a chair. He was leaving work.
Was it a nice chair?
How big was this chair?
How big was the chair?
Yeah, it was weird. And then, so I read this news yesterday, and then today there was an update. Apparently, it was this guy, and he was being really dramatic. And I don't know why people need to be so dramatic. Like, I don't know if this is fake news, but I read last month about this guy who jumped from the 6th floor of a shopping mall because to make his girlfriend stop shopping. And
I read it. Yeah,
you can actually just say, babe, can you stop shopping? But no, he chose to jump 6 stories down to prove a point. And then he's just dead. He doesn't even know if he proved the point already. But yeah, so this guy was having an argument with someone, so he hurls the chair out the window. She's like, throws it out the window, and it hits someone. It's just like, what the fuck? It just doesn't make any sense for me. You know?
it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Obviously.
Also, chairs aren't cheap now. I'm just saying.
Yeah, furniture expensive.
It's
Come on.
It wasn't an IKEA chair. But yeah, they arrested him. Oh, and of course it was a mainlander.
Oh.
So, and it was in Hong Kong. So, of course, like,
all right.
way more drama.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, that was
Okay.
interesting. So I'm going to walk around with like a steel umbrella.
Well,
from
you
now on.
know, I almost died. Not the exact same thing, but I was walking down Hengshanlu, if you know where that street is, near. I was almost down to whatever. It doesn't matter. Gaoanlu, I guess.
Oh,
and then I almost got hit on the head by a flower pot.
What?
Yeah, it just fell right next to me.
Wow.
Like from way up, from like the 5th or 6th floor.
Isn't that weird?
And it just exploded to my
Yeah.
right. And it was just freaky. It was really freaky because had I hit, I mean, I wouldn't have died. I don't think I would have died, but I might have passed out and be seriously,
like,
more.
forgotten your name for like a couple of days.
Yeah, or something like that, or go, because I'm crazy enough as it is.
Yeah.
You don't want a crazier French dude roaming around the streets of Shanghai.
You definitely do. Yeah.
All right, if you're gonna throw a flower pot at me, at least kill me. All right. Anyway, that's the advice I give you, my listeners. All right. Thank you, Claire, for the news. I'd like to make a few announcements now. That's my weekly roundup of things to do in Shanghai. And first of all, I want to give a third and final shout out to my friends at the Pride events. It's Pride Month, LGBT Pride Month here in Shanghai and all around the world, but especially here in Shanghai. It's dear to us. It's the 6th year in a row they do it, and it's bigger than ever. And if you've listened to the last 2 podcasts, you may have enjoyed the interview I had with Charlene and Raymond, who are 2 of the main co-organizers of the Shanghai Pride events. And they have prepared so many things for you guys and girls. You can't imagine all the events. There's a storytelling event as we're speaking. There's lots of stuff happening. And this weekend, on Saturday night, from 10 onwards, I think, at M2, a very famous club on Huahai Road near Huangpinan Road, there will be the official grand opening party of Pride. Wow. So you might see us there because... Actually, if you don't know what to do this weekend, you're stupid because there's so many things to do. And one of the first things you can do is, obviously, you've heard enough of it, but I'm going to say it once more so it sinks in. You no choice, to Zmag's 5th anniversary show at the Pearl Theatre this Saturday, 8 p.m. There's a few tickets left at 100 kwai with a drink. Otherwise, 150 at the door. Unless you look cute and then you get in for a discounted price. And see me for details. So get there because, it's filling up pretty fast.
Yeah, the ticket sales are at the triple digits, I heard.
Triple digit, yeah.
I'm amazed,
it's the place to be. And if you feel so inclined, we'll take you all to M2 afterwards and party like pigs. Flying pigs, that is. And otherwise, if you want more of a quiet and mild night, you might want to do that. You can go and enjoy Dr. Sketchy on Saturday and Sunday at 3:90. Dr. Sketchy is basically a community drawing experience where you can win prizes. You build your papers and pens. There's someone posing for you. And it's a really nice, fun evening. And the deal is you draw, and then if you've drawn for 3 like the whole time, you will win prizes, and you will get a lot of experience and meet a lot of very interesting people. It's really fun. It's actually fun. It's you laugh a lot too. So if you want to buy tickets to the SMAC event, either go to bar 390. You can also go to our website www.smac.net. You can email kurt@smac.net, or you can win 2 tickets by answering the question I asked you in the previous podcast episode. If you listen carefully to the previous podcast episode with Sako, you will hear at the end a question about something that Sako says during the podcast. It's very, very easy. You just need to be a little bit careful, and you get 2 free tickets, just like that.
How do they answer?
Oh, it's very easy. They either tweet on SH Comedy Corner. They send me an email to shanghaicomedycorner@gmail.com, or they sign up and answer on a WeChat account, SHCC Podcast in one word. SHCC Podcast in one word. So no excuse. And if you forget everything, you just type shanghaicomedycorner.com and you get all the details.
Yay.
Woohoo! So now I'd like to talk to you, Claire.
Ooh, what do you want to talk about, Julian?
Yeah, that's the interview part. So I've known you for what? 2-3 years, something like that?
2 years.
2 years and counting, yeah?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
And can you tell us first where you come from and what's your background a little bit?
Well, I'm sure everybody heard when you tell everyone I was Filipino. But yeah, everybody thinks actually, when they talk to me, they think I'm American, which is really weird and kind of like, but my parents are Chinese, but I was born and raised in the Philippines.
Okay.
So it's funny because when I walk down the street, I feel like I'm a secret spy because I was at a truck show the other day. So it was all like Chinese truck drivers and everybody was pretty much Chinese. Imagine if I was a white person there, how much they would stare at me. But I was just like, oh, I belong. I just blend. When I go to a public hospital, I blend. It's cool, right? So yeah, I'm like that quirky foreigner. Yeah.
All right. So you grew up in Metro Manila?
In Manila.
In Manila.
Yeah. Talk about traffic jams, right?
All right. How's life in Manila when you're a kid? What's life like there?
It was okay. I mean, so being a Chinese in the Philippines, it's a bit challenging.
Why?
By that I mean really, really tough.
Okay.
Because I remember classmates getting kidnapped and all that. It's the same as Indonesia. They don't like Chinese people very much there. Well, no, that's
So
that's
did you feel
outdated.
discriminated against?
No, actually, like they're actually nice to you. But then there's that population when like the thieves and the bad people, they would target Chinese people because they think like, oh, they have all the money.
Okay.
But everybody else outside of that is just super nice and normal, right?
Okay.
So yeah, so because of that, my parents were insanely strict.
Okay.
Like, actually, they're still strict now. I'm in my 20s and I still have like an 8 p.m. curfew or something. So whenever I go home, they're like, oh, you have to be home by 9 p.m. But mom, I'm like really old. Okay, 9:30. Just like, no, just God. So yeah, they're very strict. And I had a very conservative childhood. I was in an all-girls Catholic Chinese school.
Oh, wow.
Triple win, right? It's like extra conservative all the way until high school.
Oh, wow.
And it was only in college when I was able to see boys.
Oh, wow.
I was like, oh,
That's why you're
really
so
quick.
wild now.
I know. I was like, whoa, Bible study. But no.
So what did your parents do? What do your parents do?
Oh, my dad was a businessman.
Okay.
And my mom was an accountant. But they're both retired now. They've been retired for so long.
Okay.
Can't even imagine them working anymore. They're just like sitting at home, watching TV, going to all these places.
Nice.
Yeah. Basically, they're living the IE life.
Your
Taking
parents
photos at Louvre, dancing there. Yeah.
So after high school, you went to college, and you told me about a very special moment in college during which you won a speech competition.
Oh,
Can you tell us a little bit more
yeah.
about that?
Okay, so a little background.
Yes.
I was like insanely heavy before. I was like
Okay.
80 kilograms. If you do the correct metric system, I was like 170 pounds. It was insane. I was huge and much shorter, right? So, and then I was walking down like my university. I was like, oh, whatever. And then this guy approaches me and he's like, hey, do you want to join this speech competition? And I was really naive. So I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. Take me. And I just walked with him, followed him to his car. I was like, la, 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 speech competition. Thankfully, it was an actual speech competition and not like a speech competition where they put something,
On your head.
on your head and like
tie you
whatever,
up,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And it wasn't a speech competition. So it was funny because it was a $1,000 speech contest.
Okay.
And it was part of a call center's initiatives to like marketing initiatives.
Okay.
So they just opened offices in the Philippines and then they wanted everybody to apply to them or whatever. So they partnered up with a TV show, which is the local version of The Apprentice.
Okay.
It was called You're Hired. So basically, it wasn't just a speech contest. I thought it was like, I literally, when the guy approached me, I thought I was going to go into a room, say something, and then win something. But it was like a 3-month process where like they were
wow.
taping shows. They gave us challenges. It was like a reality TV show, right?
Oh, wow.
So they were interviewing you, and then the prize was to be the image model of that call center and $1,000. So I was like, wow, this is amazing. And this thing changed my life so completely.
But did you have any background? Had you done stage theater or any sorts of were you involved in anything that would have prompted you to do this?
Oh,
or
it
was
was-
just a spur of the moment thing?
It was part of it is my shameless personality and my desire to be extremely famous. But the other part was because the guy was in my building,
Okay.
and I was a communications major, so it made sense to do
okay,
it, right?
Makes sense. All right.
But it was insane. They were making us do all kinds of challenges. Like there was an accent challenge where you had to talk like this the whole time. And it was on national TV. So I sounded like a retard for a good 30 minutes in front of the whole country. I was just like, oh, hello there. How are you doing? Oh, let's just, like, oh, I have to keep going. Oh, I have to keep going. Cool. It was ridiculous. And then some challenges were like the person who can talk the most, which thankfully I am amazing at.
Oh, you are. I can confirm
sure,
that I
sure.
know Claire outside of this podcast. And believe me, we rode the scooter here. And
I ruptured your earlobe, basically.
basically ruptured my earlobe. And also, usually it's kind of boring, long journey to do this podcast at the studio. But it went like a flash because I was
Yeah.
listening to you all the time. And I learned so much about you in just 5 minutes. Anyway.
Thank you. That is so nice of you. I could feel you falling asleep in front of me in the scooter, but this is good. This is good. You were engaged. So yeah, so that contest happened. Oh, and here's the funny part. So I was there in the contest all the time. Nobody thought I would win. So everybody I was competing with were like they were all skinny and they were all like there was a one boy, one girl. All the guys were like super buff. All the girls were like really fit. And I was wondering, like, I don't know what I'm doing here. So whatever. And then it ended in a talent show. Like, if you think about Miss Universe, it
Yeah.
was like a very, very small version of that.
Okay.
Where nobody hears about it. So there's a talent portion, there's a modeling. We had the clothing sponsors where you walk the ramp. And then there's a Q&A portion after. And I was like, oh, cool. And then I actually won. And I was so shocked, right? But here's the thing. They were like, well, we'll give you the money, but if you want to be the image model, you're going to have to lose some weight. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. Because I didn't think I was fat then. I was like an elephant, but I didn't think I was fat. So I was like, oh, cool. And then they paid for my gym membership and everything.
What?
So, yeah.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story.
It is ridiculous. At first I was like slightly insulted, but you know me.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, well, it's a free gym membership. I didn't say that. Cool. Sign me up. And then I worked out for like 3 months and I lost like half my body weight pretty much.
What?
I went from 170 to like 120 or something in 3 months, which is like ridiculous.
That's amazing.
No, it was actually exhausting. It was amazing, but yeah, because the contract was that you have to go to the gym 6 days a week. And if you miss more than one session a week for 2 weeks, you pay for everything. And they made sure it was effective because they made the most expensive gym, the most expensive personal trainer, so much motivation there, right? And then I was working out.
There
like
was
insane.
a gift from heaven because no one gets that sort of motivation and pressure.
Yeah, that's
no
true.
one does. It's like we all want to get motivated to go to the gym and do that, but because
Yeah.
there's no pressure,
Yeah.
I mean, we do pay for gym memberships and personal trainers, but even if we feel committed because of the money, we might just say, oh, whatever, and we don't go.
Yeah,
But
I totally understand
This
that.
is just a godsend,
Yeah.
So it worked.
Yeah, and then I lost all like that weight. And then at the same time, so I got like physically better, I guess, and more just like healthier, right? And then I used $1,000 to start a business. It was like insane. It changed my life. I can't even imagine that. I don't like the call center. I don't know how it did, but I'm just like so thankful for them. I don't know if they're still around. Yeah, but it was cool. So yeah, and I became more personable too. But it's funny because when I was a lot bigger, right? I didn't really think I was unattractive. But when you get fit, it's like, oh wow, it hits you that, oh wow, looks actually matters so much. It's ridiculous. People are nicer to
But
you.
it's kind of cool that you didn't think you were unattractive. I like this part too. I like the fact that you felt okay with your body.
Yeah, I just thought I was really huggable. And it was an all-girls Catholic school, right? So like nobody was really looking at people thinking, oh, she's hot, oh, she's not. There was no mean girls atmosphere because there were no boys. And girls are really nice when there are no boys around. They just get catty and bitchy when like, are you going to bleep that out? Like catty and really terrible when there are boys involved or something.
Wow. So I guess, can I say that the second best thing that happened to you is improv?
I think it's still one of the best.
One of the best.
Yeah, I'm still not sure.
So how did you get into improv?
A big blue Smurf approached me and told me, "Hey, you're shameless, and yeah, you're pretty cool. You want to join my improv group?" And his name was Kurt.
Okay.
It was a Halloween party that I was sponsoring on behalf of my company, and he was dressed like a big blue Smurf. And the funniest thing was, he was completely blue, right? So when I saw him again, I was like, oh my God, which one is he? I can't see any blue people anymore. I didn't know what he looked like. So yeah.
Okay.
So Kurt brought me to ZMAC, and I auditioned, and I really loved it. And I had my first show. I can still remember my first show. I was like really nervous. I was like, oh my God, if nobody laughs, I'm just going to kill myself.
But you went through some of the courses or you just auditioned?
I auditioned, and then I became part of ZMAC.
Okay.
And then after, I realized that, yeah, this is fun, but I didn't have the foundation. So Kurt signed me up for 101 classes. That was great. It was actually televised too, like our graduation show.
Oh, wow.
It was on TV. It was really cool. My mom was so proud. She shed a tear.
Aww.
How was your first show? Do you remember that?
Improv show, you mean?
Yeah.
My first improv show was not that long ago. It was like 2 or 3 years ago when I was, I guess I did improv before, but I didn't call it improv, and it was not the format that we use today. But I think it was that huge show we did with like 26 people on stage at this huge club
Oh
up in
my
Jing'an
God.
that lasted forever.
Dude,
And
that was your first show?
That was my first show, and I got in this game that we call freeze tag, where we use the last line of a scene to start a new one, and I messed it up because it was my first. I've been on the stage forever, but it was my first time, improvising on stage as such. And I went on stage and completely forgot about the last line thing, and just went on with my own ideas and just like, and then came back from the scene, and then someone said, "Last line." And I realized that I completely messed it up. But it was fine because you know what? In improv, there's no mistake. And whoever I was improvising with just supported my ideas and went on. And I had a lot of fun, actually.
It's cool. It's been so long.
It's been so long. Yeah, it's been like an adventure.
I know, it's so much fun. Shout out.
So I guess you got into improv in Shanghai, right? And I learned about because I'm an ardent follower of your blog.
Oh dear.
Which we're gonna mention in a moment. I love your blog. I always click on the link to read whatever random musings.
Did you read about that date?
I read about that date, but I want to mention something different because I always ask my guests before the show, what's your best or what's your worst moment? One of the best or one of the worst moments, but I also ask, what is a Shanghai anecdote you want to share with us? And Clara redirected me to a story on her blog that I had read, but I had completely forgotten, that is called I Need My Chicken. And this is a hilarious story. I've never heard that kind of story before, but I can totally picture it.
It happening in Shanghai, right?
Yes.
Where chairs fall on your head when you're walking down the street.
So can you tell us about this really weird and amazing anecdote? Because I've never heard that before. But I can see how it can happen.
I know, it's so weird. So I just moved into my apartment, and I can't even I don't even know if anyone's gonna believe this, right? So I moved into my apartment, and this was my first exposure of China. This is basically God's message to me. Like, this is what you got signed up for. Like, when you moved away from the Philippines, this is what you're getting. So it was a Saturday night. I was slightly hungover. I was like, oh, I don't know what's happening. And I hear a loud banging on my door, like, bish, 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 bish. I'm like, oh my God. And I thought it was construction because there's construction all the time in Shanghai.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't go away. So I was like, oh God, what the fuck? So I just like got up out of bed, crawled to the door, opened the door with my eyes half open. And when I opened it, even just an inch, this lady was standing outside, right? She was in an apron with a butcher's knife, and the apron was full of blood. And I was like, holy shit, that woke me up. Like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here? And then he was like, the lady, she was like, I need my chicken. Oh, I'm sorry, this was all in Chinese. And at that time, my Chinese level was just terrible. And she was like, wait, what's the zero? I was like, why is she yelling at me? I don't know what's happening right now. She has a knife. And then she pushes me out of the way in my own apartment, like hightails to my bedroom and into my window. And I was just like standing there, blobbing my mouth like closed and
Completely
open like a
dumbfounded,
dead fish. Like, wow, what's happening right now? I didn't know if I was dreaming or like whatever. And then she opens my bedroom window, reaches out, and then pulls out a chicken. And I was like,
a dead chicken?
like a dead chicken. Oh yeah, it was a dead chicken. And apparently it fell from her window, and she was in the apartment on top of me. And then she turned, I was like, in my head I was like, oh my God, a serial killer. I have been watching too much Dexter. I know how this goes. And then she went from like really angry old lady to just smiling and apologetic, like, oh, thank you, I'm so sorry I bothered you. And then she like bows and like takes a step back all the way to the door, like shuts the door politely, and I was just like standing there, like, what just happened? I don't understand. There were still like splatters of dead chicken blood on my floor. Like, so that was how I knew this actually happened. There's blood on my floor. This totally happened. I wish I had a video camera.
Oh man.
Yeah. But that's China for you. You
Yeah.
know, like all these crazy things happen. And when I tell people who have been here for even just 6 months, they're like, oh yeah, that's totally normal. Yeah, of course.
Of course.
Of course it
Of course we
happened
know that. Oh, the chicken falling from upstairs. Well, I haven't
Oh,
had
the
that
lady with the
before.
butcher knife.
You
Yes,
know,
yes. Yeah.
Mine was an ostrich, you know, so
Oh yeah, I got the same. I saw the flying pig actually.
yeah, exactly.
It's so crazy but amazing at the same time.
Oh wow. So so if you don't know, Claire has a blog. It's called clairelim.com.
Ultimate vanity.
Yeah, Claire Lim, Lim, clairelim.com. So go and check it out. You will see and read about Claire's random musings about her life in Shanghai, her stories. You share a lot of your private life online, actually, I find, which is fine, but in a non-intrusive way. I mean, you don't go into like, you don't name people or anything like that. However, you did share something about your personal life a little bit, and you told me also that one of the worst things that happened to you so far is your breakup in Shanghai.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Oh no, that wasn't the one on my blog. It was my
okay.
first breakup in Shanghai.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So if you want to hear about the second breakup, go to...
I think that was the 6th already, the one on my blog.
All
was the
right.
6th. Okay, so I'm just going to clarify.
By the way, clairelim.com, you can contact her on there, and if you're interested... no, sorry. I'm like becoming a matchmaker now.
Yeah, it's difficult to be single here. But yeah.
Well, yeah.
Oh, the breakup. Oh, we're going back there. Oh, okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
Really? Me waving this orange didn't distract you? Tap dance.
Tap dance. Doop, 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 doop. All right. But I guess part of the reasons you write also is you have a crazy working life. You're part of this PR agency that we will not name, but it's a multinational. I mean, it's quite a big PR agency.
Yeah, it's one of the top in the world.
It's one of the top in the world. So because I'm a teacher and I know nothing about nothing, and I have no idea what people do all day if they're not teaching, can you tell me and us just a few snippets of what is it like to work at a big PR agency? What are the daily challenges, the people you meet, and the funny things that you might go through, or the crazy shit you have to deal with? from Claire's perspective, from your angle and your approach on that?
I think it's kind of funny because whenever I say I work in PR or events or advertising, everybody thinks I party all night. Like everybody thinks I get free shit all the time, like bling bling, that I go to all these high class events and I just get free passes. And actually, I thought
You
that
do.
was it. Well, actually, I do, but it's not because of my job, right? But yeah, PR is actually more. It's more office and desk job oriented than most people think. So a lot of it is really thinking of good strategies to make the brand look good. Oh, and another misconception that they have is like, oh yeah, you cover up all these bad things and you're an evil person. But it's actually not. It's really just bringing out the best of the brands that we have, right? So you write good content for them. You think of ways to really highlight the good things they do.
But what if they do bad things and you know about it? What does your mind tell
Oh my
you?
God, I've been thinking that. So I've been fortunate enough that I haven't had any of that. But I'm like, what if I have to do this? I don't know what I'll do. Like,
It's a
yeah.
moral question.
It's a moral
It's
question,
quite
right?
valid, yeah.
And for someone who I don't think I have like a lot of morals really, but I would actually second guess. But yeah, but thankfully, so it's not as dramatic as the TV shows and people make it out to be. So I think the really good thing is the challenges that you get. So in an agency, you work with a lot of different clients and you have to adjust to them. And some of them are going to be challenging. Some of them are going to be really nice, right? Some of them are going to be like, oh, by the way, we have an event on Friday. And, oh, wow, it's Wednesday right now. So, yeah, good luck with that. Invite like a million media and like this and that. And then you just have to like do it. And actually, this is my favorite part of it. If you have like, I love being under pressure because I have ADHD. So if I have nothing to do, it drives me crazy. Like I have stalked all of my Facebook friends. I have updated my blog for the next week. I need something else to do. So I like high pressure situations. Yeah. Which is maybe why I like improv. Yeah.
Exactly. I was about to say it fits in well with the concept of improv, which I mean, we don't feel it as pressure, but you do have to think on your feet and you have to pay constant attention, but your mind also wanders from one thing to the other to be able to cope with all the different situations you're put in, right?
Yeah.
So
The listening. Oh, the songs though. The singing games. That's like so much pressure for me. I'm like, oh my God, rhyme it with something.
Because if you don't know, Claire is tone deaf, pretty much, but also has no sense of rhythm, which makes her a very attractive person. And
my sexy bedroom voice is just default. I can't hear myself now.
So much so that we have to basically guide Claire into the singing games by telling her when to start singing, when to stop singing,
point at
you, or hit you harshly on the back.
Throw an egg at the back of my head.
Yeah. But I think it's just because you're not listening to the music so much. You're thinking so much about what you're going to say that you forget to listen to the beat and the melodic patterns of the song.
I'm starting to, because James, our pianist, he's whenever it's my turn, he makes sure he bangs on the keyboard like boom boom and then sing boom boom. I'm like, oh, okay, I think
okay,
I'm
that's my turn.
yeah, pretty much. Nobody has to throw an egg at me this time. But yeah, and I can't seem to hear things when I'm talking. Like I can't hear the music. So.
Oh yeah, it's an exercise to be able to. Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah. So well, let's hope that your PR agency will cope with you in your lack of rhythm. But you told me that in your old age you would like to own a hotel by the beach.
Yeah, I was thinking. The older I get, the less I want to get married. So before, when people ask me, "What do you want to do? What would it be in 5 to 10 years? Where do you see yourself?" I'd always say married with kids who are like straight A students. They can play the piano and tap dance at the same time. These are gonna be my children. But
all
now,
the things you can't do.
basically, yeah, dancing, yeah, cook, yeah, and then now as I get older. People always say, what do you want to be? And when I ask them, they'd always say, I want to be happy. It doesn't make any sense for me, right? But now as you get older, you start to understand, like, oh, I just want to be happy. And it's so fleeting. So I'm like, and I thought about what would make me really happy. And like every time I'm by the water, I'm always just so peaceful.
Yeah.
The ADHD just goes away somehow. And then I started thinking. So I've been to a lot of beaches all over Southeast Asia. And
Well,
it
of
was
course, you come from the Philippines too. So
yeah, just like go to all of them. Also, the Philippines visa it's really just Southeast Asia. That's
Yeah.
all I can do. It's by default. And then I see these white people there, like all these foreigners owning beach houses. They don't make a lot of money, but they're just always very happy. They're just very chill. I think that's what I want. To listen to the sea breeze and just.
You live a nice, quiet, simple life. Basically.
Yeah, and there's still Wi-Fi there, you know. You can still
You can
download.
still stalk
you
your
know?
Facebook friends
Exactly.
if you feel bored.
Yeah.
All right. I'll leave the listeners with a quirky behavior that Claire has. She puts sugar in her spaghettis.
Oh yeah,
That's
I do
weird.
that.
That's weird.
Is it though? Is
a
it
little
if you
bit weird.
think about it?
I mean, people put ketchup in their spaghettis, and it's very sweet and sugary anyway. I don't know if they realize that.
Ketchup is not sweet.
Oh my god, it's so full of sugar.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's totally not enough. When I was younger, I think it's a Philippine thing because we eat spaghetti with hot dogs, and it's very sweet. If you've heard of Jollibee, it's the Filipino fast food chain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the spaghetti there is actually really sweet, and I didn't realize that until I came to Shanghai, and I had my Italian friend make food for me, and like all these foreigners suddenly give me bits of their culture and like how they eat things. And when my friend Joey cooked spaghetti for me the first time, I was like, this is wrong spaghetti. This is not how spaghetti is supposed to taste. And I put like a gallon of sugar in it. And so the way I eat it, right, it's not just sweet. It's sweet like it tastes like dessert, pretty much.
Oh, wow.
It's like noodle dessert. I didn't even know that. I was like, this is just how it's supposed to be eaten. It's so good, though. You have to try it.
Okay.
You know what's weird? I knew someone who liked her milk with ketchup. Since you mentioned ketchup.
What?
Yeah, she likes to add a bit of ketchup into her glass of milk, and I was like, "That's weird." My spaghetti story is completely sane compared to your little milk ketchup debauchery there. It was so, and I would just watch her drink it because I thought she was joking. You know, like when people are ironic, like I'm just gonna put, like this piece of rubber in my food.
I wonder how she came up with it in the first place.
I have no idea. I think she just likes the color pink. I don't know. I have no idea. I tried it too. It tastes like shit, so don't.
All right, I think that's it for us today. Thank you, Claire.
Thanks, Julian, for having me here.
It was a pleasure and an honor
An honor.
and an honor to have you on the podcast because you're part of SMAC and we're part of SMAC and we're family. Just like having my sister on the podcast. So if you want to know more about Claire, and she deserves to be known more, she deserves to be famous, at least in your life. So go to
Stalk me. Yes.
Yeah, go to Claire Lim, Lim, clairelim.com to follow her adventures in Shanghai. She's got a beautiful blog with really well designed last pictures and really funny posts. And follow us on Twitter as SH Comedy. I'll never say that. Yeah, SH Comedy Corner. You can also follow us on Facebook, obviously. We have a Facebook page. And if you don't already, please add us to our WeChat account, SHCC Podcast. And whoever signed out of my official podcast account that I found today, I'll track you down. I'll make you sign again. And if you want to win 2 tickets worth 150 renminbi to the SMAC Comedy Show, the special 5th year anniversary show, please listen to the podcast from last week and answer the very easy question at the end. You'll find the answer somewhere in the podcast. It's super easy, and you can win 2 free tickets. Thank you, Claire, for hitting the microphone, making weird sounds.
I was just making that face like, I'm so sorry, I just did that.
And I'll see you next week for a very special podcast all the way from Singapore, and we'll learn more about the local improv group over there called Improv Company, and we'll have very, very interesting news too. So stay tuned, and I'll see you next week. Bye, Claire.
Bye, Julian.